have been presenting and discussing pathway opportunities that are available to Seneca students after you've completed your Seneca diploma. With us for this session, we have Justine from Griffith University, who will be talking about pathway opportunities into various degree programs. Please note that, like all webinars this week, this session will be recorded and will be posted to our website and YouTube channel later this week for you to watch again on demand at any time. If you have any questions throughout the presentation, please go ahead and put those in the chat, and we will take up all questions at the end of the presentation. And with that, I will now hand it over to you, Justine.
Great, thank you so much. And thank you to everyone joining us today or on the recorded version. I appreciate your time. My name is Justine Samoji, and I work for Griffith University in Australia, taking care of all of their students in Canada and the US, and partnerships and so on. So we've had a very long-standing relationship with Seneca, and it's an absolute pleasure to be here today. So let's go ahead and get started, because we don't have too much time. So very first and quickly is Australia in general. Why would you pick Australia to finish off your degree? First one, an obvious one, is language is not going to be such an issue. Of course, we do have a lot of Australian slang, but we also do speak fairly regular English, more on the British side. But yeah, language is pretty straightforward. We have a very robust quality assurance system in Australia. All universities have to abide by this system and have regular audits. Culturally, we're quite similar to Canadians in many ways. I think the good thing about going to Australia for a Canadian is that it's going to feel similar to you, but also different in many ways. So you're going to kind of go in and feel like, oh, okay, this isn't too bad. It's not too different. But as you stay longer in Australia, you will realize that there are some differences. Transferability, of course, of your program. So Griffith is ranked in all of the major rankings throughout the world. And so our degrees are recognized. We have had a lot of Canadian students come back to Canada. Very multicultural like Canada as well. So you wouldn't feel any real difference in that way. Again, very easy transition back to Canada. We have a very large alumni network here, so you would definitely not have any issue with that. Lifestyle and safety in Australia. Safety is, Australia is generally a very safe place to live. Lifestyle is amazing, particularly in the state of Queensland, where Griffith is. Just wonderful weather, wonderful climate, really easy place to live. And of course, in Australia, we do offer a post-study work permit as well. That may work out for some students who are doing at least 2 years in Australia study-wise. But yeah, if you wanted to extend your study, that might be an option for you. Moving on to Griffith in particular, why would you consider Griffith? I think Griffith kind of has the best of both worlds in terms of quality academics. As I said, we are ranked globally. You'll find us in all those major rankings, but also a great lifestyle. So of course, like as you can judge from the picture there, incredible lifestyle in Southeast Queensland, whether you're going to study with us in one of our Brisbane campuses or on the beautiful Gold Coast. When you get out of the classroom, you can be outside pretty much all year. You really will be able to get into a totally different headspace when you're not studying. So really nice in that way. And particularly in Queensland, we're a very active people as well. So yeah, you definitely will be encouraged to kind of get outside and take care of both your physical and mental health. One of my favorite things about Griffith is just the levels and levels of support. So everything from the school level, whether you're in the School of Business or the School of Science, whichever, wherever, you'll get that support. We also have an incredible international student advisory team. They are there to help you with all sorts of things. Any questions where you don't know, who you should talk to, go and see an ISA, and they'll definitely be able to point you in the right direction, because they can pretty much help you out with everything from I have a question about a grade all the way through to I have a question about my visa. Wonderful group of people. So yeah, definitely that level of support is amazing. And the Griffith Mates, our peer support network, also does an amazing job. They're very easy to identify during orientation and throughout semester. They're usually wearing red t-shirts that say mates on the back. So very, very easy to identify. If you don't have a friend on the first day of orientation, find someone in a red t-shirt and you'll have an automatic friend. So we are a comprehensive university as well, which means you do have a really wide range of programs to choose from. And if you look up the guide as to which Seneca programs pathway into which, you will see that it's quite a long guide. So we do have a lot of options for Seneca students. So yeah, lots and lots of course options as well. We have a very student-centric approach to everything at Griffith. Now, you would think and hope that all universities would be like this, but it's not always the case. And that's one of the things that I love most, is just the student-centric approach to decision-making at Griffith. We do take our students' care very seriously. And we have a great attitude. You'll find staff very, very warm, welcoming, approachable, and that all comes from the top down. So that was established by our Vice Chancellor years and years ago, and we still carry on with that approach today. We also at Griffith have a culture and a background of serving communities, social justice, and also environmental sustainability. So you'll see that we're ranked very well in terms of the UN's sustainability development goals. So it really is part of Griffith. Griffith was built on that foundation of social justice, for sure. We like to engage very closely with our community and do what we can to help people in our local community, but also environmental sustainability. Griffith was the first university in Australia to have an environmental science degree, and that was way back in the 70s. I think everybody thought we were kind of nuts. Now, of course, you know, it's a huge deal. So yeah, they're just some of the things that I love about Griffith that I think you should definitely take into consideration. So as I mentioned, we are found on all the global rankings. We're ranked in the top 2% of universities worldwide. So you know, if you're coming to Griffith, you're going to have a great experience, great education in the classroom. Your professors are still researching in the area that they're teaching into. And we have very close engagement with industry as well. So usually when our programs get an overhaul, it's because we're talking to industry to find out what is necessary, what are they looking for when you graduate. So that helps us, you know, give you great outcomes as a graduate. As you said, they're very prepared for employment. Research is also huge at Griffith. We have a lot of research centres. So again, you know, good research informs good teaching. So it's always important, even as an undergrad student, to think about what a university is doing research-wise. I mentioned the sustainability there. So we are currently ranked number 4 globally for sustainability. We have an exceptional student satisfaction rate, which always makes me very happy. And as I said, you know, support upon support upon support. Now, in terms of numbers, Griffith has about 45,000 students. What makes Griffith a bit different from other universities is that it is not 45,000 students at one campus. We actually have a number of campuses, so 5 physical campuses currently, and we also have a lot of students studying with us online as well. So no one campus is going to be too big. The biggest campus at the moment is the Gold Coast with about 18,000 students. And the other campuses, I think Nathan is similar, but the other campuses are all quite a bit smaller. So yeah, always vibrant, always something happening, but not so big that you don't know where to go for help, or you can't, you know, find somebody if you get lost. Like, people will help you. It's not a huge campus, it's very walkable, etc. So I mentioned our multi-campus status. So Nathan in the Brisbane, south of Brisbane, is our major Brisbane campus. So it has the widest range of programs in Brisbane, and it's very similar to what's offered on the Gold Coast. As I mentioned, Gold Coast is now the largest campus, but yeah, they both have a really wide range of programs. There are a couple of differences. So for example, You might be able to do aviation and aviation management, for example, at Nathan. You can't do that at the Gold Coast, but at Gold Coast, you can do things like design, which are normally only offered at South Bank. So a few differences, but a lot of similarities as well. Brisbane City is coming. Griffith just took over a historical building, used to be the old Treasury building in Brisbane. So we currently do have a temporary city campus, but the big new revitalized campus will be coming in 2027. So that's very exciting. South Bank, as you can see from the listings underneath there, South Bank is really our creative arts hub. So we've got the College of Art there, we've got the Con, the only music conservatorium in Queensland, and the Griffith Film School. So you might have, we heard a lot about the Griffith Film School, also about animation. So the person who created Bluey, for example, is an animation grad from Griffith, who's now employing a whole bunch of other Griffith grads. Film school, you see a lot of our film graduates out and about throughout the world working in different film industries. Gold Coast we've talked about. Logan is not really a campus you'd go to. I think there's maybe one program that's offered at Logan, but usually most of our campuses are available most of our other campuses will have all the programs. Sorry, I'm getting distracted seeing the questions pop up. Life in Queensland is amazing. So I talked a lot about, being outside when you're not in the classroom. Queensland in Australia is known as the Sunshine State, over 300 days of sunshine per year. As you can see from the temperatures there, there's not really any such thing as winter. So we definitely don't have to deal with any snow or anything like that in Queensland. So if you're kind of looking for something different, if you're tired of the winter, Queensland is definitely a great place to go. In terms of population, so Brisbane is our capital city in the state, about 2.5 million people. Gold Coast, I think the population's actually gone up now for the Gold Coast. I think it's closer to 700,000, but a lot smaller than Brisbane, but it doesn't really feel like that because it's a big tourism hub, both for international and domestic students and tourists. So we do see a lot of people coming in and out of the Gold Coast all throughout the year. Now, fortunately for our students, public transport is great in both cities. So no need to buy a car in Australia, no need to learn how to drive on the left if you don't want to. Transport's great. So if you're in Brisbane, you might be taking a train, a bus or a ferry. If you're at the Gold Coast, you'll be taking either a bus or the G-Link tram. So both are great for getting around. I think at the moment, still for Queensland, this has been ongoing for quite a while. But at the moment, all fares are 50 cents. So just incredible for students to be able to get around very, very cheaply. And it's an easy system. It's one of those things where you buy the card and then you're just adding money to it. Brisbane is also one of those cities always listed on the most livable places in the world. It's extra exciting for us at the moment because we are in the lead up to the 2032 Olympics held in Brisbane. So we're getting, even more infrastructure and facilities than we already had. So great, very exciting time to be in the city. Oh, sorry, there we go. Okay, so academics, as I said, Griffith does have a lot of opportunities for you. Everything from things like architecture, business, poli-sci, criminology and law, all the way through to like engineering, environmental science, marine science, as well as all of the big medical programs and all the kind of visual and creative arts. So definitely a comprehensive university. We do offer a lot of scholarships. Apologies, it says 2025. These scholarships are rolling over into 26 and 27. So we currently have a couple of big scholarships. The Excellence and Merit scholarships you don't even have to apply for. They will actually be assessed by admissions when they're assessing you for entry into the program. The Remarkable Scholarship, I think it's now known as the Vice Chancellor's International Scholarship. It is also very, very big. It's a big scholarship. They're both quite big. So you're looking at kind of like minimum 20%, maximum 50%. Yeah, big scholarships, but the scholarship, the 50% one, does have to be applied for. It's a combination of GPA plus a personal statement, but any other scholarships at Griffith are based on GPA. And of course, we give credit. We have a lot of great pathways with Seneca. I can't even fit them on my slides here. This is just a sampling. I think this table is about 4 pages long. So lots of opportunities. Normally, if you're doing a 2-year diploma, you will have to finish one of our bachelor degrees. You'll have about 1.5 years. Normally, if you've got a 3-year diploma, it will take you 1 year. So that's the general guide. There are a few exceptions to that as well. But yeah, for any more information and details on these pathways or your particular situation, please feel free to reach out to me. Stopped again. Sorry, guys. So strange. Okay, well, that is pretty much the end of the information from me, but do feel free to reach out at any time with questions. You can find me on phone, text, WhatsApp, or at my email j.samoji@griffith.edu.au. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks so much, Justine. That was great. Looks like a really great opportunity. We do have some questions coming through. So if you do have any questions, please post those in the chat now. So we do have one from one student who had applied to the JD program and is wondering about if there's any services or supports offered for students with children. So specifically childcare subsidies for international students.
Childcare subsidies, I'm not sure. We do have childcare on campus, but I'm not sure exactly what the payment is. I assume because they're there not just for staff, but for students, that there probably is a student rate, but that's something I would need to look into further for you. So yeah, feel free to remind me and reach out by email, and I can look into that for you.
And then just off of this, they may need to reach out to you as well for this, but if they did do a reduced course load, would they still maintain their student visa? Or do they need full-time?
In some cases, yes. It's a bit of a tricky one. Normally, to maintain an Australian student visa, you do need to do a minimum of 4 courses. Normally is about it, 40 credit points at Griffith. So that would normally be, yeah, each course 10 credit points. Some students might be compelled to drop to 30 just because of the way their program is structured, for example. Perhaps a particular course isn't offered in a trimester. If that happens because it's Griffith's fault, then that's fine. You can drop to 3 and, carry on through your program. But yeah, normally it is 4. You can study part-time if you're going to study with us online, though. So keep that in mind. If you're online, you can do as many or as few courses as you would like.
And would they be able to do online from Canada, or they'd still have to be?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Canada. So yeah, you can be anywhere in the world. Everything is recorded and put into your My Griffith portal. You also have a lot of engagement through online discussion boards and so on. So yeah, you don't have to be up in the middle of the night trying to catch Australian lectures at in the early afternoon for them. Yeah, it's okay for online. I think, was there a question about the JD there and online courses? Yes. Okay, the NCA. So the NCA does allow a certain portion online. So currently, if you're doing a JD, you would have to go to Australia and do your first couple of years study, first kind of portion of your program, and then you can finish online in Canada.
And then there's a student asking about how to apply. I know you've went over that, but they joined late. Is there a direct link that we could direct them to?
Yes. Let me just grab it for you.
And then another student is asking about a WhatsApp contact. Would the best way to contact you be through email?
Yeah, either way, you can email me. You can find me on WhatsApp with that phone number.
With that phone number there? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just type it in the chat as well. But yeah, there's the link for the international applications page. Again, if you find it kind of tricky to navigate or there's some questions you don't know how to answer, please feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, probably partway through your process, I will be reaching out to you.
So we'll just give it another minute if there's any other questions coming through. But I think you've really covered everything. So like I said, this will be recorded and students can watch it again on demand. It should be up on our website by next week. And then you can also get it on our YouTube channel as well. So we have posted Justine's email address in the chat as well as phone number. And then that's also on the screen here. And then if you do want to reach out to us here at Seneca, you can reach out to the Academic Pathways team at any time through email, phone number, or we do virtual one-on-one advising. So I'll put the information for that in the chat here. And we can help you with, if you are interested in any pathways to Griffith, you have any questions or any other pathway opportunities that are available for your program, we can certainly help you out. I've posted here the inbound transfer guide, which is for pathways within Seneca, and then our degree transfer guide to all of pathway options beyond Seneca. Thank you so much, Justine. That was really great, and appreciate everyone for joining today.
Thank you all.
Take care.